Hello, welcome to Spotlight on Souris. It's August 31st, 2022. I'm Laura Higgs, and today we have with us Dean Sherritt, who's going to tell us a little bit more about his role with the Elks group here in Manitoba. Right, Dean?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what is your title with the Elks now? I think you have two titles.
Locally, I am still the exalted ruler. And provincially this year, I became the Manitoba Elks Association provincial president.
Okay.
So the local lodges still use exalted ruler. It's the same thing as a president.
Right.
And the association uses president and vice president.
Okay. So you do that for a year. You've signed up for a year, is
Yep.
that right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of the culmination of a few years.
Okay.
You work through the chairs. I was chaplain, third, second, and first vice, and then this year I became provincial president.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's a few more years than just one.
Yeah, right. Well, obviously I was just going to ask you how you got to that position, but obviously there's a system that they have.
Yep.
For you to be in this position.
Yep. They try and build experience in you so you know what you're doing when you get there.
Okay. So tell me more about yourself, Dean.
Well, I was born and raised in Souris. I grew up here, graduated from Souris School. In all that time, I watched my parents and their friends and other people volunteering in the community to help out. Sunday school teachers, hockey coaches, ball coaches, umpires. My mom was on the UCD golf course, minor hockey boards. Always involved, I think. You kind of knew what it took to run things. Well, you didn't really know, but you saw that people were involved to make things happen.
Okay.
So I myself have had two stints, one in the late 70s, early 80s with minor hockey. I coached, refereed, and I was on the minor hockey board for a little bit. I've been on church boards. I did minor hockey again when my kids were in it. I got involved with Access TV, taping church services. So now I have in the position of, I guess we call me the co-chaired, aren't I?
Yeah, I think that's
of this
what we
organization.
Call it. Yeah.
Yep. As a younger person, I think I first noticed the Elks as hosts of every summer. They'd host a fastball tournament here in Souris. So that always was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. We never won it, but it was always a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, so that was kind of my first experience with Elks. And you see the Kinsmen and the Lions formed organizations in town. There's just all kinds of things people get involved with to make the community better.
Yes, for sure.
So it's not like it was just a boom thing. It was something you saw growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
so it's just inborn in you to help out and to fill in where's needed and stuff. Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about the mission of the Elks.
The Elks mission, a Canadian volunteer organization of men and women serving our communities. So that's basically what we want to do. Our vision is kind of complementary to that, but that's to be the best volunteer organization in Canadian communities.
Ah.
So, and when we talk about communities, we're not really talking about just the local lodges in their small towns or in the cities, but the community of the Provincial Association and the national. There's those levels too. So
Okay.
each province and territory, I think we're in all provinces and territories except Quebec. So they form the national, and both the provincial and the national's goals is to help the local lodges through organization. Actually, the big thing they do is record keeping. If I want to know what a lodge has done in the last whatever, the Souris Lodge has been around for 92 years.
Wow.
And every year, we're supposed to file a report to what the lodge has done, how many hours, how many dollars, and what projects we completed. And that's all archived in Regina, where the national headquarters is. So I can resource that and I know what that lodge did. So, yeah, that's
Wow.
the national charity. So that's kind of governed by the national body, is the Elks and Royal Purple Fund for Children.
Okay.
And it provides ongoing grants to provincial speech and hearing clinics. In Manitoba, Central Speech and Hearing. I forget if it's Saskatchewan or Alberta, it's Ishtar. But both BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba have provincial programs that were more or less started through the Elks and Royal Purple. And it's a hearing and audiology, it's speech and hearing.
Right.
So that's kind of our national goal, but we do way more than just that. They fund those operations, plus we will support individuals, whether it's giving them money to get to these programs, stuff like that. So it's more than just the people you see in your community. Those people also gather at the different levels to help what goes on here.
Right.
Yeah. A little bit more like the history of the Elks. We're loosely based off the American Elks, and this is why the focus is children. They were started in the late 1800s by a group of actors in New York.
Actors.
Actors.
Okay.
So that if an actor passed away, the wife and his children would have nothing, right?
Yes.
The wife had no property rights or nothing back then.
Right.
So this group of actors formed a group to help look after those women.
Wow.
So that's basically the history of it and why the focus is kids. But like I said, we do a lot of other things.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have a very busy year.
Well, I hope to.
So what's going to happen for you? What things, you have to attend meetings, you have to travel around?
Besides my own lodge being at this,
Right.
I would like to try and visit all 20 lodges remaining in Manitoba. Everybody's had a tough time through COVID. A lot of lodges had to shut down their fundraising and their operations because of COVID rules and restrictions. The lucky ones that were set up properly and were able to access government funding are okay, but there is other lodges that are in trouble. So my goal would be to visit them and facilitate any help, the provincial level that I'm representing in this job now.
Right.
So that would be my main focus, is to get to every lodge, help find out what it is they need, and try and kickstart them back into. A lot are older people, so we're always looking for new members. That's the kickstarting is also to help them find new members. We need to. We've been declining over the last few years. So the big goal now, and the national level has done a couple of things. We've hired outside consultation. We developed a map of how we hope to support these other lodges, like the local lodges, and increase membership. The biggest goal is to make it an organization people want to belong to.
Right.
That's my goal over this year, is to visit these places and help get them back to active. If you're not doing anything, then it's kind of hard to get people interested in you, right? So we've got to start back into what we were doing before and trying new things and attracting new people.
Right. Yeah, lots of groups do deteriorate, don't they? And
Yep.
sometimes having an official come in and help them get them back on their feet.
Well,
Maybe
the
see things
national,
they haven't seen before.
well, that's the other big thing. By going to the different lodges, you see what's working for different places, and you can make suggestions. In the old days, they used to visit between lodges all the time, right? So you had that communication. Now it doesn't seem to be quite as popular. So it's more or less you have to find out what they're doing and, take it to the other ones.
Yeah, and so any group doesn't feel isolated from everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
So it'll be a lot of traveling. We'll meet a whole bunch of new people. And hopefully we'll find a whole bunch of new things that can help interest community-minded people in joining us.
Right,
'Cause
right,
that's the basis, like I say, we want to be the best community organization in your community,
right.
and we want to serve
That's
communities.
your
So,
mission, for sure.
you betcha.
So, are you retired from your job?
I
Like,
have.
you've retired,
Uh,
okay,
Yes, my career,
okay. So you have a little more time on your hands, not really, now that you've taken on this job, not much more time on your hands, but you certainly, to have a big job like this, you know, to work
it'd be a lot
full-time on
harder
top
to
of
do
it.
if you were traveling.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And in the old days, when they traveled as groups, there'd be a carload going right to the neighboring lodge or going across the province to a lodge event.
Yeah,
So that was easier, but now you find you're lucky if you got somebody that wants to come with you.
yes.
I shouldn't say that for sure. I haven't really started traveling for that, but quite often it's only a couple of us going to the other lodges in the area when we
Right.
do visits and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So,
Well, hopefully that'll work out for you, and hopefully you get to 20 lodges, that's a big mandate. You're gonna have to,
most lodges meet once a month, some do 2 times a month. And they are kind of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sort of in areas
oh,
of the same week.
oh, okay.
So that was kind of probably good organization by the people ahead of me.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
the
for
lodges
sure.
kind of pick their own night, but
Right.
the western guys are maybe the second week. Or, actually, we are the first and third Tuesdays, and
There
we're
you
just
go.
down to the third Tuesday now. But then another area would be the second Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Right.
So, yeah, with any luck, I'm gonna be able to do a couple on every trip.
Oh, that's good, that's
So
good.
if I get to a month, I'll get my 20 in.
Okay. All right, well, it sounds like you got everything scheduled fairly well, Dean. And I hope this next year goes well for you
Yep.
in the position, and I hope that you meet the goals that you have set out for yourself.
Throwing this out there that the Elks of Canada has a national website.
Okay?
So you can go to that, and there's spots on how to find out how to join, how to find your local lodge. Most lodges, and you'll probably find them, like Souris Elks Lodge, number 21, is on the on Facebook, and I think a couple others. I'm not a social media guy, so I don't know exactly
Right.
what all.
Well-
But I do know on, you Google Elks of Canada, and you'll come to our home website, and just about anything you want to know or how to join us. There's information on the national charity. You can find a list of, like I say, lodges close to you. So,
Good.
yeah,
Good.
it's gonna be an exciting year. I'm
Absolutely.
actually quite pleased with the opportunity to try and get out there and help some of the lodges in our province.
Big job, but I'm sure you'll do great at it. Well, thank you so much, Dean, for coming in and sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us here at Spotlight on Souris. Have a great day.